Welcome back, everybody. This is NotAVlog, and I've been out for a little bit because I've been on vacation, but God has been talking to me and I've been learning a bunch of stuff and I'm excited to share them with you. Let's get into it. So recently I've been doing the series about identity and really talking about what I've learned over the years about how we perceive ourselves and our identity. Going along with this series, I've noticed a bunch of different things, and that's what I've been sharing with you guys, and that's what I plan on sharing in the future. This video is a mashup between the identity series and what God's been telling me at the same time in this time. First thing I'll start out with is what God's been telling me and what he's been showing me recently, and he's been speaking very specifically about stuff, and I gotta share that because that's what I said I'd do. So how God talks to me most of the time is through his word. Obviously, I've been saying that in most of my videos, but the most recent thing that God has been really talking to me about that I said was very specific was about the state of like the United States and like the world. Mostly the United States though, because of everything that's happened in the past week and the assassination attempt on Donald Trump and all of these crazy things that have been happening in the world as of late. I feel like it's appropriate to finally talk about this. What God has been saying is basically that he is planning on uprooting the evil things that are in the country. And he's been saying it throughout the Bible whenever I'm reading, but he plans on uprooting the evil in the country as of right now. And with uprooting all of the evil, a lot of difficult times are coming. And I've kind of spoken on that in past videos, but more recently he's been saying there are going to be bad things that are going to happen soon. And after those bad things happen, he's going to bless the remnant that are left after the bad things and after the evil is uprooted from the nation. That's very specific to what he's been saying. The verse I got last night that kind of summed it up pretty well was Jeremiah 12:14 through 17. You guys can read that, but that is essentially what he gave me for the future timeline as of right now. And it's been that way for a little bit. He's been saying the same thing for a long time to me. And I think at this point it's kind of appropriate to talk about it. So that is what I'm doing. Now on to the portion about identity. So I've been on vacation for a couple weeks now from posting videos, and I've been discouraged recently, and at first I didn't understand why, but now I have a lot more clarity as to the reasoning behind my discouragement. Over the course of my life, I've been told many times to basically take control and chase after what I want to do with the time that I'm given. In doing that, I would always end up feeling more defeated and more discouraged from doing the things that I want to do. What other people believe is better for me to do, as opposed to coming alongside me and working with me to achieve the goals that I think I would like to do. I was super confused about why I started to feel discouraged every time that would happen. I wasn't just like, I'm gonna prove them wrong and going out and seizing it. But recently I've found the answer to be that I never felt encouraged in what I was actually doing because nobody really cared to talk to me about it, or nobody seemed like they were interested in what I wanted to do or wanted to talk about or what I wanted to pursue with my time. And I really learned that I just sought the approval of others consistently throughout my whole life for everything I did. And my expectations did not match the reality of the reaction that I would get. Like, I was thinking people were gonna be like, yeah, let's do it. We're gonna work day and night to make sure this idea comes to pass. I was thinking everybody had to stop and like put their lives on hold just to come help me with my idea, even though that's not how the world works. But I realized that some people might be going through the same thing as me, expecting to receive one type of reaction, and they're not getting that reaction, which really tanks their confidence, and they begin to feel super discouraged because they're not getting exactly what they expect. And I realized that was part of my identity for a very long time. Since probably whenever I was a little kid, I felt like I needed to have the approval of every single person in the entire world, and that's just not the case. And to go along with what God is teaching me about the world right now, I got to learn that He was the only one that I really needed approval from. That He was the person that I needed to be seeking approval from, and if I already had His approval, then I didn't need everybody else's approval. Learning that really changed my perspective on a lot of different things. Because to some degree, we all strive for validation and to be appreciated. We all strive to be appreciated from somebody. You're striving to be appreciated from people, you're always going to be disappointed because they will never show you the appreciation that you think you deserve. But what God has shown me is that He showed me that His appreciation and validation is exactly what you need. And your identity in seeking validation from other people is not really what you desire to begin with. It's seeking the validation and the approval of Him, not these people. So what I'm trying to say is that identity tends to get wrapped up in the validation of everybody else. Validation tends to be a giant point in self-identity. Approval and validation tend to be a giant point in people's identities. So much so that we have social media that if you're not getting at least 100 likes on a post, you feel like you're depressed and you have no friends. And when it's not true. You feel like you have no friends, you feel like you're useless, you feel horribly depressed. The fact that you don't have likes doesn't mean any of that stuff. Approval and validation do not come from people, it comes from God, because He's the only one that can truly validate you. And that is the point of identity that I really want to drill home, and that's what I've been learning over the past 2 weeks of being on vacation from videos. I'd like to thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed.